it's Leela, the proud poly kinky queer slut. Today's question is, what is the difference between being bisexual and being pansexual? Um, this is a question that I have some feelings about as a middle-aged bisexual woman, um, because of the history of life experience coming up as queer in the late 90s and early aughts. So please know that my perspective is colored by that. Um, I have experienced a lot of bi erasure in my life. A lot of the queer community telling me that my identity was not valid because I was a bisexual woman who could pass as straight, and especially being married. There was a lot of, you just haven't figured that out for yourself yet. Oh, that's cute. You'll figure that out. You just don't know. I know that bisexual men feel that as well, but like that, there's a lot of media out there right now about how this is still very much a problem for women, but particularly for young men right now too. Um, this invalidating of the bisexual identity. Then the term pansexual comes along, and pansexual essentially means attracted to a person regardless of gender. So I've heard it defined as where gender is not a factor. There's another term, omnisexual, which means attracted to all genders. Um, I use these terms interchangeably and intentionally so because I've also been in circles of people in the queer community where people are saying, well, I'm not so interested in bisexual people as a transgendered person because that means they only like men and women and not people who are in the middle. And that's infuriating for me. It's infuriating. And I speak up and I tell people, I politely correct that no, bisexual is an identity that isn't just attracted to men and women, but absolutely attracted to people who are gender nonconforming in all the ways, and always has been. Bisexual is also a term that was originally a part of the umbrella term for trans people, and people who were non-binary were very much welcomed under the bisexual umbrella in the early days, like 60s, 70s kind of time frame around the homophile movement, kind of a space. Homophile movement's an interesting subject too, but that's a tangent. Um, the I think it's important that we define terms for ourselves for what they mean. Um, I am proudly bisexual because I want to hang on to the word that means something to me, and because I want to fight instances in which our community is unintentionally discriminating against each other. But pansexual, omnisexual, bisexual, all perfectly valid terms for people who are sexually attracted to people of varied gender identities. That's that's all it really is at the end of the day. So I use them interchangeably. I welcome conversations about the nuance, but I do also encourage people, especially people who are thinking that pansexual is a necessary term to use because the bisexual umbrella doesn't include them, to take another look at the history of that term and to the ways that that term has been used historically, because you might just find that we are one big community and not a subdivision of communities. Thank you very much, everybody. I am Leela, the proud poly kinky queer slut. Ask me anything and have a great day.